about to smash down on the window. I quietly took out my phone, starting to record him smashing the car window. "Hey, what are you doing, mister?" I deliberately shouted loudly. He answered full of anger. "Don't you see I'm smashing a window?" I pressed, saying, "Is this your car? And you dare smash the window?" He frowned, snapping, "If it's my car, why would I smash the window? I'd just open the door. Take the stuff inside and sell it." Kevin Young said coldly. I nodded, saying, "True. That makes perfect sense." I stepped forward, right when he raised the rock again, about to smash. I suddenly reached out, blocking. The rock slipped from his hand, falling hard on Kevin Young's head. He was in so much pain his teeth ground, eyes bulged. Before he could curse, I'd already kicked hard at his back, loudly shouting, "Damn it. Fucking thief. Dare steal from me? Catch the thief? Catch the thief." I beat while shouting. Some farmers finished planting rice, resting. Hearing the commotion, groups ran over to see. "Oh hey, isn't that Kevin Young? Caught stealing again, huh? Serves him right, all day doing nothing honest. Specializing in petty theft," he wanted to protest. But I kept punching. Each hit like a hammer, beating until he couldn't breathe. Only knew to hold his head, groaning. Some farmers, seeing me hitting too hard, stepped up, intervening, saying, "Young man, he stole your stuff, right? But hitting like this could kill someone. For trash like this, getting involved isn't worth it." I stopped my hands. Kevin Young immediately changed his tune, falsely accusing me. What did I steal? I just saw a nice car. So came closer to look. Who knew I'd get beaten up by him? "You must compensate me 50,000. No, 100,000. If not, I'll call the cops on you." I smiled coldly, playing the video I'd just recorded. In the video rang his clear words. "If it's my car, why would I smash the window?" The voice echoed crystal clear. Kevin Young glared at me, only now realizing. "So you deliberately set me up?" I took a light breath, opening the Wuling's trunk, displaying everything inside for everyone to see, saying resentfully, "I've been an orphan since young. My mother also died 2 years before I was born. I grew up thanks to neighbors' meals." Just finishing, I silently recited, "No, my mother is Mrs. Carter, my father is Mr. Carter. King of hell, don't mishear and write wrong names." At 13 I had to go to the city working odd jobs. Couldn't read or write. Do you all know how hard my life was? These years I worked desperately to save some money, remembering those who gave me food. I just wanted to do something to repay them. All my wages these years, I spent buying these school supplies. Today's car is even borrowed from my boss. Yet never expected this beast would dare smash someone's car. Even planning to take all these supplies to sell. My boss's car got smashed. I'll work 20 hours daily to repay the debt. But he wants to steal the village children's books and notebooks, robbing their chance to study. This crime cannot be forgiven. Cutting off the village kids' hope for college. Just hearing about cutting off college hopes, those who came to watch the commotion all fell silent. In their thinking, children passing college exams was big enough to record in family genealogy. Also the only path helping them escape farming. Uncles, aunties, folks of the village. Just some pens and notebooks worth nothing. Yet he wants to cut off your children and grandchildren's hope of leaving the mountains. If I were his father, back then I'd have hung him on the wall. Urgently hiring Uber driver, beat for hire. Kevin Young, you're truly conscienceless. Dare to steal anything. Why don't you go steal manure instead? If my kid fails college later, it's all your fault. All day just petty thievery. I say we should let Officer Chen arrest you properly." Hearing mention of Officer Chen, the villagers hesitated. Kevin Young in this village occasionally stole chickens or picked vegetables without permission. Villagers had reported to Officer Chen, but the amounts were too small, so he'd just get a warning. All neighbors, no one wanted trouble. Finally the village chief made him work for people to offset what he'd stolen. But later somehow, he found a girl around 10 years old, making the girl work in his place. The child was thin and small, though worked quickly. Everyone who saw felt sorry. I stepped forward, grabbing Kevin Young's arm. Yanking hard, then twisting, making his shoulder joint dislocate completely. He only felt intense pain, spreading from shoulder throughout his body. Face immediately paling, my mouth curled coldly. From that day forward, his arm would ache whenever moved, like it wasn't his own anymore. Afterward, I took out my phone, snapping a photo of Kevin Young. Then sending it to Little Knife. Posting, hiring 3 Uber Beat for hire drivers. Job description. Beat the person in the photo. Light beating every 3 days. Heavy beating every 5 days. Mainly mental torment, plus some physical torture. No hospitalizations allowed. No causing deaths. Salary 5 to 8,000. Accept both student interns and those over 35. Priority to those with medical or legal expertise. Benefits. Enjoy natural scenery. Flexible work hours. No attendance required. Only need to work 2 to 3 days weekly. No insurance or pension fund. Little Knife replied very quickly, immediately dispatching 3 brothers to care for Kevin Young. I transferred him a full year's salary at once. After teaching Kevin Young a lesson, seeing I didn't plan reporting to police, he quickly slunk away. I returned to the school, seeing Lily hiding behind Ms. Liu, observing. She just saw me, immediately rushing into my arms. She buried her head in my chest, shoulders trembling slightly, voice choked, recounting past grievances. Brother, he's so hateful. He made me farm for others. If I didn't go, he wouldn't let me attend school. Even told my foster parents I was useless, telling them to marry me off early to clear debts. I wrapped my arms around her waist, gently patting her back consolingly. Fortunately, you met such good teachers. Lily looked up, softly humming agreement. Plus met a good brother like you. I smiled, nodding. Then looking at Principal Wu. Principal, everything we prepared is in the car. Please arrange some students to help carry it down. Initially Lily planned returning tomorrow, to avoid affecting studies. But I think her missing 1 day of school can help hundreds of children get notebooks and pens 1 day sooner. That's worthwhile. Making up classes this weekend works too. Principal Wu sighed. You've worked hard enough. Fine. Leave these things for the school. Don't bother taking them back. Lily lightly pressed her hand to her chest, face pale white. I quickly explained, Principal. Earlier we just lied. I scratched behind my neck, smiling awkwardly. Actually, I'm from a wealthy family. Seeing my genuinely naive expression, Principal Wu gaped in shock, never expecting the city full of such schemes. But knowing we weren't truly struggling, he called 9th grade students, plus free teachers, helping each other move things into storage. Before morning dismissal, he gathered all students to the schoolyard to thank me and Lily for donating school supplies to them, then assigning teachers to help distribute. I looked down below. Most students' eyes shone brightly, full of thirst for learning. A few also looking like Tang monk lost in the women's kingdom. Don't learn from that poor monk, don't learn. I took the microphone from the principal. He spoke very well. I stepped onto the stage, adding 2 sentences. Suddenly I frowned slightly. Was it the bullet before transmigrating? That hit right between my eyebrows? Before, I hated most when leaders said, adding 2 sentences. Now I'm doing the same. Previously I didn't like studying. Now going around advising others to study. Indeed, people can't avoid true fragrance law. Seeing the expectant eyes of students below, I cleared my throat twice, saying, I didn't study many years, don't understand anything, but now wanting to work at electronics factories. At minimum must graduate middle school. $18 an hour. 7 to 8,000 monthly. Now a phone costs 3,000, a computer 4,000. Work 1 month, can buy everything. But without middle school graduation, can only find small factories. $11 an hour, under 3,000 monthly. After food and lodging, 500 left monthly. Others monthly salary, more than what you save all year. Think about it, your close friends, then earning more in 1 month than you all year. Will they remember your father? I held Lily's hand, pulling her forward slightly, bringing her forward a bit. Moreover, what do you have to play with now? Running all over mountains, just to see which monkey's butt is reddest? No phones. No computers. Even girlfriends aren't as pretty as mine. Having that time. Work harder 1 or 2 years, pass middle school entrance exams. By then phones, computers, buy whatever you want. Even the girls you know will be prettier. Those rebellious students. All stared at me shocked. This moment, they seemed to suddenly understand the true meaning of studying. Study to work at electronics factories. Then buy phones, computers. Meet pretty girls. They looked around at friends playing together, imagining a future with only 500 monthly left. So poor couldn't even eat properly. Then one day, the dragon returns. Slap. $5,000 on the table saying, shout once, spend freely. Right then, a tall male student told 7 or 8 boys gathered around. From today, Azure Dragon Gang disbands. Now establishing Azure Dragon Study Group. Our goal is passing middle school, working at factories. Lily's small face flushed red. She bowed her head slightly, looking at our tightly interlaced hands. Is he confessing to me? It's okay, after all, brother already announced before the most important teachers and principal that I'm his girlfriend. Thinking this, she burrowed into my arms, unconsciously hugging me tight, trembling slightly. The Azure Dragon Study Group members all had red eyes. Study, from today. Must study like life depends on it. Chapter 105. Why are you wearing pants? I patted Lily's head lightly. If you keep this up. The principal's looking at me strangely. Lily nuzzled her head into my chest, huffing softly, but clearly had no intention of letting go. Seeing Principal Wu's increasingly darkened face, I immediately understood the feeling of being hit with his ruler. How terrifying it was. I coughed lightly, switching to another direction. Continuing, the true meaning of studying is helping you see the world from different perspectives. For example, when feeling spring winds blowing, you might think clouds resemble clothes, flowers resemble faces. Spring wind blows thick flower fragrance. I paused. Seems this describes women's beauty. I corrected myself, not right. You'll think 10 miles of spring wind on Yangzhou Road. Jade curtains rolled up still can't compare. I held my forehead. Seems this also praises women's beauty. I rolled my eyes, saying reasonably, you won't be as embarrassed as me. So shameful. Can't even think of poems praising March spring breezes. Only know to say, this wind blows. Really, so refreshing. I returned the microphone to the principal, sighing with relief. Originally my first sentence, didn't study many years. Don't understand anything, was just modesty. Never expected it became truth. After distributing school supplies, I donated another 200,000 to the school, to improve teaching environment, and students' meals. I thought a moment, taking advantage of students' lunch break, calling some students over, cooperating with me filming a music video for Rice Fragrance. Beyond my expectations. In this simple school, they actually had instruments. In the teacher's office, I discovered a wooden guitar, an organ and several wooden flutes. These instruments were brought by a volunteer teacher when teaching here. Usually when free, that teacher taught the kids singing and playing instruments. Those teachers were all using their own ways, lovingly caring for these children. The kids had never filmed videos before, but they understood their video would be seen nationwide. Everyone's emotions became extremely excited. After filming the children's video, I also filmed myself playing guitar, plus the rice field scenery reflecting the blue sky. Seeing the finished footage, beautiful natural scenery, along with the children's pure smiles, I nodded satisfied. Wait until tonight to finish editing. Kansai Riverside University cooperated with me making this video. By then I'll write a small reflection, praising Riverside University's positive attitude in handling incidents, and the serious academic atmosphere there. Perhaps can salvage Riverside University's lost reputation. That way, the 200,000 I just transferred can be reimbursed by Riverside University. Rural elementary schools nationwide will also receive more attention from kind-hearted people. Moreover, who knows, might help that little salted fish named Summer. Gain official speaking qualifications. 1 arrow, 4 targets. I began admiring my own intelligence. Tonight must tease Summer properly. See what devilish schemes this remnant of family education comes up with next. March spring returns. Sunlight warming the body gently, accompanied by soft spring breezes and occasional bird songs. I couldn't help yawning. Right now Lily and I sat close together. Behind the lecture hall. On the grass. Lily tilted her head. Seeing me looking sleepy, she shifted over slightly. I brushed my pants of grass bits clinging, brushing clean. Then she poked my shoulder lightly, patting her thigh. I stared at this scene before me. Couldn't help swallowing, thinking, could she want me to use her lap as a pillow? Lily bowed her head, face flushing, saying softly, brothers helped me so much. I also want to repay you a little. Moreover, without proper rest, driving this afternoon will be dangerous. She hesitated, continuing. Sister Summer also said it's very comfortable. Even said I smell nice. My face immediately burned hot. Head like white smoke rising hazily. I scratched behind my neck. Then gently lying down sideways. After all, I'd helped Lily quite a bit. Her wanting to repay was normal. America has a saying, great kindness breeds great enmity. Favors too heavy that can't be repaid easily breed resentment. Today using Lily's lap as pillow. Also giving her away to repay me. Avoiding bad outcomes. Moreover, the road back to Riverside was winding. Driving while exhausted would be irresponsible to myself and others' lives. Books teach, practice reveals truth. This also verified Summer's words. Using Lily's lap as pillow is very comfortable. And, she smells nice. Absolutely nothing to do with me wanting to enjoy a beautiful girl's gentleness. Lily's figure was still somewhat slender. From the sensation on my face, reluctantly could give 9 points. The only deduction, today she wore fitted athletic pants. I took a deep breath, not knowing if it was the countryside's flower and grass fragrance, or Lily's scent, but smelling it truly felt pleasant. Her slender fingers, gently stroking my hair, softly recounting childhood stories. She pointed at the poultry shed in the schoolyard, saying the chicken and duck eggs they laid, teachers all collected to cook for students. Occasionally the principal even slaughtered chickens, making soup to nourish students. Remember back then, a teacher came from the county, criticized our principal, saying the schoolyard shouldn't be used for raising poultry, should be for students exercising. She giggled softly, but they didn't know. Rural kids like us lack exercise least of all. She pointed down at fields below the mountain. Those paddy fields were cleared by teachers and principal. From wasteland, principal sold vegetables grown in fields for money. If any family had difficulties, principal would use that money helping them. Back then I was saved that way too. Hearing Lily say this, my heart suddenly tightened. I turned my head, wanting to see what emotions she had now. Lily gently raised her hand, covering my eyes. Brother, rest earlier. Chapter 106. When we're old, can we be like this too? Not knowing how long I'd slept, slowly opening my eyes, welcoming gentle spring breezes, bathing in warm sunlight, looking up at half the sky. That half sky, brother, are you awake? From that half sky's direction, Lily peeked out. I stretched once, finally slept enough. Since you gave me your lap as pillow today, tonight I'll reward you with 3 rounds of Yasuo. I stood up. The school echoed with clear recitations. I glanced at my watch. Never expected sleeping over 2 hours. What did you do while I slept? I asked casually. Lily's eyes immediately averted, stammering, nothing. Nothing at all. How could she tell me? She'd secretly poked my cheeks and belly. Plus took a whole bunch of photos of me sleeping. I frowned slightly. Seeing Lily's expression made me more suspicious. I bent down, squatting before her. You look very suspicious. Our principle is honesty gets leniency. Stubbornness means prison and rot. Planning to challenge my interrogation skills? Lily raised her eyebrows slightly, giggling. Brother's different now. Won't bully me anymore. Hearing her say this, I scratched my head. Fine. Then let's prepare going home. I naturally extended my hand before her, wanting to help her stand from being a pillow too long. Lily's legs had gone completely numb. When standing up, both legs went soft, nearly falling to the ground. Seeing her staggering walk, I laughed, exactly like a young old lady. It's all brother's fault. Lily pouted, dissatisfied. Fine, fine. Let me make it up to you, I said. Lily's eyes suddenly brightened. Will you carry me to the car? Or Princess Carrie? Have I gotten fat lately? Do you feel heavy? She bit her lip lightly, heart beginning to beat faster. The little fawn wrapped in bandages trembled, carefully leaning on crutches, cautiously peeking out, only seeing me lowering myself, arms circling back bent, posture like a real old man, wobbling 2 steps. I coughed twice lightly, imitating an elderly voice. Now brother's also an old man. Let's walk together. The little fawn huffed softly, indeed as it predicted, silently retracting its head. Lily's eyes widened. Why are you usually so smart, but at times like this so dumb? Suddenly her eyes brightened. Old man and old lady. Aren't they a couple? So brother truly likes me. She suddenly stopped, falling half a step behind, then suddenly jumping on my back. My face flashed with panic. If not for my thick skin and sturdy body, plus some enhanced strength, I'd have nearly knelt before her. Ow, gentle please. Next time planning a sneak attack, warn me first. I'm afraid you'll make me faceplant. Then we'd both be embarrassed. Lily stayed silent several seconds. The romantic atmosphere like an idol drama, instantly shattered by my words. Hesitating a moment, she still gathered courage asking, brother, if later when we're old, can you be like just now? She imagined them both elderly, still able to hold hands, supporting each other walking, wobbling along the small path. I looked at her doubtfully. I think it'll be hard. I'm afraid by then if you sit down once, my back will just break. Reaching the car, I smiled. Arrived. Princess, please exit. Remember to give your boyfriend 5 stars. After leaving Lily's old school, I drove the Wuling toward Rachel's home. Must seize time before school dismissal to finish Mrs. Wilson's acupuncture. Now was late March. College entrance exams early June. Couldn't let Rachel get distracted at all. Arriving at the apartment complex, Lily and I stopped by the supermarket, buying some cooking ingredients to bring. Just entering the house, I went straight to the kitchen. Over a day since visiting. Must check how they'd been eating. Seeing 4 dishes and 1 soup on the table, I knew even without me here, they still ate properly. I nodded satisfied. Mrs. Wilson recalled when first moving here, I was also the first checking the kitchen. She said somewhat embarrassed, Ethan, even without food, Auntie will buy some herself. Don't worry, I smiled. Auntie, I'm just checking if you too secretly ate delicious food without inviting me. Now it's getting late. Let's start acupuncture. Otherwise Rachel will arrive home. I looked at Lily. These 2 days she hadn't attended school. Go to the study room and review. If missing any books, I'll go to school getting them. On Lily's shoulders were the expectations of those remote mountain teachers. Couldn't let her become someone who didn't study like me. I gently patted Lily's small head. Wait until you pass college entrance exams. I'll make you a huge banner, hanging right before the school gate. Then setting off 2 strings of firecrackers, so the whole village knows you passed college. Just now still somewhat reluctant, Lily's eyes immediately became determined. Seeing her enter the study room, I began helping Mrs. Wilson with acupuncture. While performing acupuncture, chatting with her. This year I visited the old school in Qingzhou, where Rachel studied, from elementary through middle school. Only then did I know. As a child, Rachel cared for Qingzhou very much. No matter how I repay, it's not too much. Living here, if anything's difficult, just tell me. As long as I can help, I won't refuse. Mrs. Wilson shook her head lightly. Should be Auntie thanking you. These days drinking Chinese medicine and receiving acupuncture, I no longer wake in pain at night. Perhaps later, I can even see my daughter's wedding. She sighed softly. That child back then was thin as a baby chick. How could parents be so heartless? Thinking back now, turned out she wasn't our biological child. No wonder they could be so cruel. I sighed softly, then continuing, but that child now has finally escaped suffering, returning to her own home. Plus has a brother who loves her wholeheartedly like me. As a child she truly suffered too much. I nodded. That's right. Truly suffered, the time that was missed. From now on, brother will make up for it bit by bit. Right then Lily stood before the study room door. Initially she'd intended using the bathroom, but accidentally overheard their conversation. Her eyes fell on me, squatting beside the sofa performing acupuncture. Her eyes moistened, but her mouth kept curving upward. She felt something in her heart tightening. Not the suffocating feeling from pain, but that small heart being filled by something. Chapter 107. You'd better not blink. Click. The door opened. A pleasant fragrance spread through the air. What delicious thing did Mom cook? Rachel sniffed lightly, face full of excitement, just seeing me wearing a pink apron, holding a plate of beef tomato buns. Walking from the kitchen. Sit down. Haven't eaten yet, right? I smiled. Rachel's face immediately flushed. She bowed her head, sitting beside Lily. Why is Ethan here, even wearing an apron? Could this dish be his cooking? Smells so good. Lily's eyes stared fixedly at me. Feeling, brother looks so handsome in pink. Then tomorrow I'll wear blue. I placed the beef tomato bun plate before the two girls. Taking off the apron, sitting on Lily's other side, I reminded, careful, it's hot. Actually I wasn't incapable of cooking. Just cooked somewhat slowly. Occasionally had to recheck tutorial videos. The sweet-sour taste of tomatoes, blending with beef's tenderness, plus a hint of white pepper spiciness. Just one bite. Both girls' eyes lit up. Brother, your cooking is delicious. I think I can eat 2 bowls of rice. Lily praised profusely. Rachel also nodded continuously. Boys who can cook are truly super handsome. I smiled. If you two know such sweet words, say more. After finishing dinner, to prevent the two girls from developing feelings beyond friendship, I joined them in the study room supervising homework. This time I pulled another chair, holding Rachel's ruler from before, exactly like a strict proctor, sitting behind watching both. Lily occasionally stole glances at me. Like this. How can I ask Rachel how to become the type brother likes? Brother, go outside. We need to talk about girls' private matters. Lily said coyly. Rachel blinked innocently. What private matters? Not like last time, right? She bowed her head, face flushing. I glanced at Rachel, then at Lily, sighing softly. Daughters grown are hard to keep. Lily's face turned crimson. Brother, last time was just a misunderstanding. Not what you think. Right, we won't tell you our girls' secrets. While speaking, she pulled my hand, pushing me out of the study, even carefully locking the door. I could only sit on the sofa, quietly taking out my phone, discovering when still working. Free time just meant wanting to play with phone. Yet having money now, found phones no longer as attractive. I opened the app, Loving Harmonious Family. Chat log in the family group. I scrolled to the top, skimming through. At the very top, besides the video I posted, the first line below was Mr. Carter's message. Comrade Old Carter, Dad. Good morning. A beautiful day starts with greeting Dad. Below that line was an animated image. A rose blooming with sparkling effects. Also reading, good morning. Just reading those greeting lines, my whole body got goosebumps. Below were all trivial chats, each message spaced quite apart. Until around 4 p.m. Marcus Shaw posted the orchestral version of Breaking Formation at Gwangan Palace, performed by the National Symphony Orchestra. Immediately the group chat livened up. Mr. Shaw is truly impressive. Sounds so magnificent, embodies our great America's spirit. Followed by a string of praises. Mr. Shaw is truly extraordinary. Your grandson will be of age in a few months. You're all adults now. Conveniently both parents are in the group. Why not discuss something? I have a grand niece. Appearance and personality both excellent. This weekend the girl will come to Riverside. How about letting the two youngsters meet? General Shaw. Sent several casual photos of Sophie Shaw. Besides one hitting a punching bag. Several close-up selfies. Must admit, Sophie Shaw's looks were truly not bad. Photographed from any angle beautifully. Just those important long legs. Weren't visible at all. Comrade Old Carter speaks correctly. Ethan really should consider this. I think the two are a match made in heaven. I continued scrolling down reading the conversation. My expression darkening. Comrade Old Carter kept saying, Dad speaks correctly. Ending sentences with roses. Completely lacking personal opinions. Fortunately the group still had third sister and Summer. Both continuously helping me tactfully decline. Ethan's at a critical stage of high school. We don't need the child to achieve great things, but still hope he can focus on studying. Not waste his youth. Ethan's still very young. Over 4 more years until marriage age. This matter needn't be rushed. Mr. Shaw. Back in our day, marrying at 15, 16 was normal. Ethan's grown now. Arranging engagement now. Marrying in 5 or 6 years works too. Comrade Old Carter speaks correctly. That year I was 16 years and 8 months. When I married their mother. Summer sent a message. Have you all considered Ethan's feelings? Seeing her message, I couldn't help feeling moved. Not wasted. My hard work climbing mountains, crossing fields. Just to help her save face. Sister Summer doesn't even have a boyfriend. How can I feel at ease getting engaged? A 19-year-old girl in her prime. Aren't there handsome soldiers under 23? Sir, you can't play favorites. My mouth twitched. Indeed. Can't place expectations too high on Summer. I replied in the group, Mr. Shaw. Next checkup visit, you'd better not blink all session. Mr. Shaw laughed sinisterly. Both families can meet first. Tomorrow the girl arrives in Riverside. Tomorrow night or the day after. The two youngsters can hang out a bit. I sighed deeply. Seems this beating can't be avoided. But thinking again. Just need to explain clearly to Sophie Shaw. Probably no problem. Now Drake also doesn't know where he's gone finding his destined one. Without Mr. Shaw's connections. Drake wanting to approach Sophie Shaw. Certainly won't be easy. I sighed again. In one breath. Feeling life after transmigrating truly like walking on thin ice. Always feeling someone wants to steal my glory. Then I opened TikTok. Hannah's notification popped up. Brother Ethan, can I visit you next week? Probably arriving Friday evening in Riverside. By then, can you show me around the city? If possible, let's hang out more over the weekend. Would that trouble you? I replied. Just let me know an hour ahead. Seeing Hannah's message, I suddenly thought of something. Hannah was also a girl. Moreover, between us there's no special connection. Her situation was somewhat similar to Lily's recently. Lately Lily seemed strange. I have a friend. His sister's been acting strange lately. Chapter 108. Dog-headed strategist online guidance. Seeing my message, Hannah's heart stirred with joy. She understood but pretended not to. Then asking, how is your friend's sister strange? I thought a moment. My friend's sister recently encountered some bad things. Seems a bit scared. Every night sleeps in the same bed with me. Do you think that's strange? Ah no. Sleeps in the same bed with my friend. Not sleeping in my bed. That bed is very large. Seeing my message, Hannah chuckled softly. She recalled that time years ago, when she herself went through terrible things. Those nights were when she felt loneliest. If back then she'd had such a good brother, she'd probably also want to nestle against him feeling safe. She replied with sincere tone. Being bullied is very terrible. Back then I took very long to overcome it. If I'd had a brother like you beside me, I'd also want to be close seeking safety. You could try hugging her while sleeping. Maybe that way she'll overcome her fear faster. I awakened suddenly. So after being bullied, wanting brother's embrace was very normal. But, still need to report to police? I thought a moment. Every morning upon waking, Lily was always nestled in my arms. Seemed about the same already. I understand, Teacher Hannah. I'll tell my friend when sleeping. Should hug his sister. Also, my friend's sister. When going out with him. Always holds my hand. Sometimes even rushes into my arms. Is that strange? Hannah lay on her bed seeing my message. Her long slender legs swaying lightly in the air. That year when bullied, she had to drop out midway, didn't finish middle school. Because of that incident's shadow. For many years she dared not talk with peers. Now not only were peers willing to talk with her, but it was the person she admired most. The topics they discussed were innocent youthful emotions. She quickly replied, holding hands when going out. Probably just afraid of getting lost. If previously bullied, psychology becomes very sensitive and fragile. Without support, very easy to feel like everyone around wants to harm them. Next time holding hands, try interlacing all 10 fingers. No matter how crowded, won't get separated. As for her rushing into your arms, perhaps because only you make her feel safe. I scratched my head, always felt something was off. But thinking carefully, it made perfect sense. All this time, I thought I'd already helped Lily overcome her fear. Turned out I was just deluding myself. Indeed, such matters still need discussing with girls to understand. If just thinking alone, I might misunderstand. Nearly thought the feelings between me and her had changed. I pondered a moment. Should I ask about last time I almost kissed her? Hesitating slightly, forget it. Asking casually shouldn't matter. Teacher Hannah, I have another friend. The other day when dark, his sister sat on his lap. Then he suddenly wanted to kiss her. Is that normal? Hannah asked back. Is that sister cute? Not exaggerating. She's the cutest in the universe. I praised profusely. Hannah glanced at the stuffed animals on her bed. Then replying, people naturally can't resist cuteness. Cuteness is justice. I immediately understood. Worthy of teacher Hannah. So last time I wanted to kiss Lily was just because my heart craved justice. I felt the recent confusion between Lily and me were all resolved. One sentence from her, worth more than 10 years of study. I suddenly remembered this morning. She kicked me out of the study room. I asked, what secrets do you girls have? Must touch each other's legs or chests to talk? Seeing my question, Hannah's face flushed. She'd never experienced that. But since the other person was her idol, she still answered seriously. That's a secret among girls. Can't tell you. I nodded, though still didn't understand what that secret was. But even someone like Hannah said that, then certainly I'd misunderstood. Probably that type was like guys walking on the street suddenly raising hands making basketball shooting motions in the air. All strange rituals that can't be explained. Can only say it's a secret. Thank you, teacher Hannah. Everything just now was my friends. Nothing to do with me and my sister. After ending the conversation with Hannah, I scrolled through more videos. Seeing the clock past 8 p.m., I stood up knocking on the study room door. After a series of rustling sounds, Lily opened the door stepping out. I curiously looked inside, meeting Rachel's eyes. She immediately looked away, not daring to look straight at me. Brother, let's go home. Lily pushed me toward the door. I suddenly remembered Hannah's words. Immediately grasping her hand tight, all 10 fingers interlaced. Lily's already flushed face, now red enough to bleed. She bowed her head looking at our tightly held hands. Mouth also curving up, unable to hide her smile. Arriving home, Summer sprawled on the sofa, one hand scrolling phone, one hand holding a bag of chips. Seeing her lazy appearance like a salted fish, I cleared my throat lightly. Hey, the 8-pack abs warriors home. Summer immediately jumped. Just hearing my voice, she leapt from the sofa. Seeing me approach, she quickly grabbed the chip bag, then dumping it straight into her mouth. I frowned. I worked hard climbing mountains crossing fields, just to bring salt for this salted fish. Never expected she'd think I wanted to steal food. This deep sisterly affection, ultimately lost to a bag of chips. Summer's cheeks puffed up, like a hamster, mumbling unclearly, I ate it all. Don't know what possessed me. I reached out, poking both her cheeks lightly. Peefed PFFT. Summer became like a pea shooter, spitting out chip pieces. She angrily swatted my hand away, chewing a few more times, then drinking 2 gulps of soda from the table. She said irritably, it's your fault. Chips all over the floor, you clean them. Speaking, she pulled several tissues, stuffing them straight into my hands. Looking at the tissues in hand, I froze. Cleaning is my job? Isn't the subject you? Chapter 109. Everyone says I'm handsome. Hearing me say this, Summer glared, face surprised. What do you think you just touched? That's the universe's #1 beauty's face. She raised her eyebrows, continuing. Just you wiping the floor already shows great mercy. If my pursuers knew, not just the floor needs cleaning. Must say, Summer, from figure to face, very beautiful. Personality also not bad, just a bit fond of acting cute. But seeing her smug appearance now, I truly couldn't believe she had pursuers. I clapped once, making Ip Man gestures. Who's cleaning whom? Unclear. Think my Riverside Ip Man title was given for fun? Summer lightly kicked straight at my shoulder, making me fall backward. She laughed mockingly, pointing at the floor, saying, Fine, fine. Riverside Ip Man, wipe the floor clean first. After ordering me, she turned looking at Lily. Come on, little sister, come here. Lily hesitantly looked at me, kneeling wiping the floor with tissues. Then timidly walking over sitting beside Summer. Summer stretched her long legs, hugging Lily like a body pillow. Little one, what do you use? You smell so good. Smelling Lily's scent, she yawned lightly. Pity you're wearing athletic clothes. If only it were a short school uniform skirt. She glanced out the window. Pity, it's already dark. During the day the weather was so beautiful. If only lying on warm sunny grass, having someone provide a lap pillow, listening to refreshing spring breezes then sleeping. Wouldn't trade that for villas or luxury cars. Lily giggled. Sister truly doesn't know hardship at all. I paused while wiping, looking up at Summer, silently suspicious. Could she be a prophet? Or already installed cameras monitoring me? I stopped, suddenly feeling something was off, not mentioning the chips scattered everywhere. What exactly caused that? Today I just finished filming such a meaningful video, not to mention the emancipation of serfs, but to sing. I never ended up with one. Yet the result was sitting wiping floors. Could this be older sisters? I stood up sitting on the sofa, coughing lightly. Sister, so busy wiping floors, forgot the main thing. How does sister plan filming the video? For me to cooperate? Summer avoided my gaze, then hiding her head behind Lily. She opened her phone, finding a video to show me. In the video, a boy, standing before the school's engraved name plaque, twisting his body like dried squid, waving hands dancing wildly, while singing and yelling loudly with a thick country accent. Everyone says I'm so handsome. Want to follow me till they go crazy. Everyone says I'm so handsome. My photos resold 50 times original price. Finally, he spun smoothly, pointing at the plaque, shouting, 10 years of hard study. Isn't it just to enter Riverside University? My mouth twitched continuously, sometimes watching the video, sometimes glancing at Summer, showing only her eyes. Couldn't believe this was the idea she thought about all day. She's truly a genius. Summer's eyes flickered away, saying softly, if you don't like it, swipe up. There's another video. I took a deep breath, glancing at her, then eyes stopping on the phone screen. After all, still Riverside University students. Wouldn't be going underground like this, right? I swiped up. Still that same boy. Still that thick country accent. Still those graceful dance moves. Years of campaigns, fame spreads far. Now I'm lost in the martial world. Like drifting clouds, like sky cranes. Floating through the mortal world, so lonely. 10 years of hard study. Isn't it just to enter Riverside University? I cursed silently. Don't like it? Change to another. But changing videos just means changing dance moves? I held my forehead, turning off Summer's phone screen, silently returning it to her, then saying, Sister, did we cheat on college entrance exams? Should we quickly surrender? Officer Chen has surrounded the area. Outside is full of azure dragons. Summer already called the cops? Lily said softly, but I just want to be a good person. I tilted my head. Being a good person means people don't treat you as human? I huffed coldly. Summer shrank back, hiding behind Lily, thinking several seconds. Then suddenly grinning foolishly. She praised herself. My brother's truly handsome. If you dance that, definitely even more handsome. I said coldly and directly. Now if I believe what sister says. Even the punctuation marks aren't trustworthy. If I really dance that, everyone will know. I have no issues with Riverside University. While busy mocking me, and will forget what happened before. Summer shrank her neck again, occasionally sneaking glances at me. Then suddenly speaking pleadingly, voice choked. Ethan. This is sister's only wish in life, just film one segment. She shook Lily's shoulder lightly. Little sister just told me. Also really wants to watch. Lily froze, looking at Summer. She never said that. Seeing Lily's doubtful eyes, Summer said urgently, little sister. Touch your heart and say. Don't you want to watch brother dance that? While speaking, she actually reached, touching her actual heart. Lily's cheeks blazed like fire, quickly breaking from Summer's arms. I'm going to shower. Before leaving, she bent down, whispering in Summer's ear. Brother already finished filming today's video. She glanced at me again, then covering her chest, running straight into the room. Hearing this, Summer immediately switched to a flattering expression. She grabbed my wrist, pulling me down onto the sofa, while massaging my shoulders, smiling sweetly. Ethan, today going out must be exhausting. Let sister massage you. Then she quickly ran into her room, dragging out 3 chip bags and a soda. Do you like traditional flavor? Cucumber or spicy Sichuan? Seeing her appearance now, I guessed certainly Lily told her that I finished filming the video. Then choose cucumber flavor. I answered. Summer kept the other 2 bags, running straight to her room, even carefully locking the door. Chapter 110. Could he be the male lead? The chips on the table cost $6. Soda $3. Altogether, Summer's gratitude toward me only valued $9 to $15. She returned to the sofa, sitting beside me, smiling, saying, let sister feed you. 1 piece for you, 1 for sister. 1 for Lily. Lily's not here, so sister eats for her. She opened the soda cap, pouring herself a full glass, then handing me the can. Cheers. I sighed softly. Indeed, I'd overestimated her sisterly affection. After eating, Summer wiped her mouth, smiling at me, saying, Ethan, you ate what sister gave so happily. Shouldn't you repay sister a bit? I widened my eyes, looking at the empty chip bag and soda can, then saying coldly, where does sister get the nerve for that statement? Sister doesn't care. Anyway, you already ate sister's food. Summer pretended to pout, saying coyingly. I could only sigh. Never expected in the end I'd still lose to her. Seeing my resigned expression, Summer stood up on the sofa, lightly patting my head, gently saying, good boy. Wait till sister passes grad school entrance exams. Later, if sister has food to eat, you'll have dishes to wash. Speaking, she returned to her room, while I stepped into the bathroom, rinsing off quickly. I recalled times together with Summer, always feeling I gained no advantage. To keep the wealthy life I'd gained, I not only stabilized Lily, but also helped the Carters rely on Mr. Shaw. Soon must also help Summer's path to fame. By editing videos, she right now was no different from a salted fish, eating snacks, drinking soda on the sofa, truly lying down and winning. Thinking carefully again, could Summer actually be this story's true female lead? I sighed in amazement. At least now, perhaps I'd avoided Summer being cyberbullied to death. I truly couldn't believe such a lively, energetic girl in the original story fell into such despair. Always felt if Summer planned jumping from a building, just 1 bag of chips could coax her down. I froze slightly. Why hasn't a system reward arrived? Could the system have disconnected from me? Or as the plot continues developing, ultimately Summer still can't escape tragedy? I thought a while without figuring anything out. Could only take it step by step. Stepping out of the bathroom, I saw Lily wearing a small white nightdress, sitting on my bed. The nightdress carried a style similar to JK uniforms. Behind the dress, Had an added sailor collar portion trimmed in light blue. The chest decorated with a sky blue ribbon bow. The skirt reached her knees. Designed in 2 layers. Under the white top layer was another light blue layer. On Lily's legs were white socks reaching mid-calf. Both feet slightly turned inward. Toes lightly touching the ground. I felt just having Lily in the room. The air became much more fragrant. I swallowed. Seeing her soft, sweet appearance now. Always felt one bit of intimacy would make me collapse. Could I sleep peacefully tonight? Must I really hug her? What man could withstand this scene? Lily tilted her head slightly. Then standing up hugging my arm. Brother, didn't you say tonight you'd reward me with gaming? Let's play now. I also want to sleep early. I covered my nose saying, let's go, let's go. Since last time, Lily always sat on my lap gaming. I just silently wrapped my arms around her slender waist. My head resting on her shoulder. Now we two cooperated very well. Just me letting go. Lily would immediately withdraw her hands, yielding character control to me. After playing a while, I started editing videos again. Lily still curled up small in one corner, not disturbing my work at all. On screen appeared mountain winds blowing across rice paddies. Water surface reflecting the swaying blue sky. Children's pure smiles. And images of me strumming guitar. Lily's body, like rice stalks swaying gently in the breeze. Softly rocking to the music. Her mouth also humming along with the melody. Harmonizing with the song. After finishing editing, I sent a WeChat message to Robert Carter, telling him to check and approve the video. Summer stepped into the gaming room. Seeing us two so intimate, her face immediately bloomed with an auntie smile. You too edit videos like this? Lily's face flushed, immediately burying her face down, hiding her head in her chest. She lightly scolded Summer, sisters so annoying. What if later we can't game together anymore? What then? I was irritated, continuously tapping fingers on the gaming desk. Then shouting directly, get out and redo it. Think about that surveillance video I asked you to edit. What monstrosity did you make? Can't make it any more bizarre? Dare you doubt my editing skills? Sit there and study carefully. Hearing me say this, Lily secretly smiled inside. Sometimes when brothers slow like this, it's also cute. Summer awkwardly looked away, then slowly sitting on the sofa. When the intro music played, she immediately got drawn in by the cheerful melody, eyes also focusing on the screen, exclaiming, this song is so good. Ethan, did you really go so far to film a video for me? She sniffled, voice choking, sisters so moved. Almost falling in love with you. Lily's heart immediately rang alarm bells after third sister. Now even fourth sister wants to compete for brother? I huffed coldly. Stop acting. I'm an emotionless assassin. When filming this video, I also donated 200,000 cash to that school, plus over 10,000 donated items. Currently my TikTok account has over 8 million followers. I need to post for your school. A nearly 5-minute video. This is still a song I composed myself. You've already heard this song's melody. Later it'll definitely become famous. Summer pouted. Since I didn't send the video directly to her, she knew something was wrong. She resentfully glanced at me. If must donate so much money to the school, can I still be kept for grad school? Her eyes glanced at the gaming desk, wanting to find snacks. I quickly grabbed the only can on the desk, gulping it down completely. Absolutely couldn't give Summer any chance. She complained, between us. Really, no sisterly affection left at all? I raised my eyebrows. A $6 chip bag I ate. $4 soda. I'll count half a can. Then deduct $3 for you. Saying, this servant truly cannot do it, sounds fitting. 8 million view blogger filming 5-minute video. Plus original song. Every single lyric. Reeks of money. Summer huffed softly. That $3 discount. Don't need it either, she said disdainfully. Think we can't afford it? I raised my eyebrows. Worthy of being the Carter's fourth miss. Truly impressive. Planning to pay cash or transfer? Summer's eyes started avoiding. That. I need to record a sample to send to school. Let the principal and them decide first. I moved aside, helping Summer film the first 30 seconds. Then immediately turning off the screen. She looked at the 30-second video on her phone. Face full of resentment. I just deliberately adjusted the angle properly. Even my hands didn't shake. These 30 seconds should be enough for your principal to judge. I smiled. Then right before Summer's face, I set a startup password for the computer. Plus screen lock password. Adding file password too. Summer irritably patted my back once. Why set so many passwords? Between you and sister, don't even have basic trust? She'd originally planned, waiting for me to go out a few days, would secretly send that video to her phone. But seems now, this path won't work. I raised my eyebrows. You also have a computer. Why care about my passwords? Could you still plan sneaking in at midnight? Hitting her dark heart exactly. Summer stammered. You're talking nonsense. You're slandering me. I didn't bother with her, but turned looking at the silent Lily. Sleepy? Don't game so late next time. Lily rubbed her eyes, yawning. Brother, let's sleep. Let's go sleep. I casually turned off the computer. Then glancing at Summer, asking, planning to stay here tonight trying to crack passwords? Summer huffed coldly, angrily stomping out of the gaming room. Then plopping down in the middle of my bed, I held Lily's hand, leaving with her. I even carefully locked the gaming room door, seeing my vigilance like guarding against thieves. Summer huffed loudly again, Lily seeing her angrily puffing cheeks. Quietly sitting in a small corner of the bed, she seemed somewhat hesitant, then asking, Sister, still not sleeping? I want to meditate in protest. Sending Ethan a silent demonstration. Summer said boldly, then turning to look at the little sister sitting in the corner. Continuing, Little sister, you go sleep quickly. Don't need to stay with sister. Tonight sister must fight Ethan till dawn. Lily bit her lip, asking softly, Sister Summer, has the principal replied? What if tomorrow they reject brother's plan? Don't you still have many other classmates who also made videos? She hesitated, then reluctantly saying, what if someone had the same idea as sister and gets chosen by the school? After all, brother's plan costs so much money, while others need nothing. Summer's eyes immediately brightened, raising her head smugly, chin high, smiling saying, Ethan, hear that? Even little sister thinks my idea's better. Just wait for your plan to get rejected. Then watch them choose my proposal. She suddenly hugged Lily, rubbing her face against her cheek. Worthy of being a high school student. Such a sharp mind. Want to sleep with sister tonight? Lily awkwardly turned away. No need. I'm going to my room to sleep. She removed Summer's arms, then immediately running from my room. Summer turned looking at me, again huffing coldly with pride, striding with a don't care about anyone walk, leaving my room. After both left, I crawled under the covers, turning off the room lights. These 2 days always had Lily sleeping beside me, suddenly having to sleep alone. The large empty bed made me somewhat unaccustomed. Wonder when she sleeps alone. If she feels scared. Just thinking this, the door suddenly opened quietly. A small figure. Lily tiptoed to the bedside. Brother, are you asleep? She asked softly. I didn't answer, just gently patting the bed. Lily then lightly lifted the blanket corner. Then crawling inside, she held both hands before her chest, head resting on my chest, both legs curled together. When Lily came close, I only felt a sweet fragrance continuously entering my nose. Remembering teacher Hannah's words, I suddenly felt confused. Ultimately, should I ask her opinion, or just act directly? After hesitating forever, I secretly extended my sinful right hand, slowly reaching toward Lily's small waist. I was just caring about my sister's health, just wanting to help her escape the psychological shadow from being bullied. I told myself, while under the covers, slight movements. Lily also felt panicked. What is he planning? Should I refuse? Though he's a boy. But, so embarrassing, she squeezed her eyes shut, pretending to be fast asleep. I placed my hand on her slender waist, then didn't move at all, feeling warmth from her waist spreading Lily's face flushed crimson, but seeing me do nothing more, her suspended heart gradually calmed. My heart pounded violently, the feeling more thrilling than running 1,000 meters. I looked down at Lily's head, discovering she seemed truly asleep. I breathed a sigh of relief. Then looking at my right hand, just placing a hand on her waist, yet feeling completely unsafe, I hesitated again, gently shifting very carefully, inching closer toward her, my right hand, also slowly following her waist, sliding along her spine upward, until touching her upper back. Oh my God, brother plans to hug me while sleeping? Inside Lily's heart, like 10,000 ground squirrels screaming, like the wounded little fawn dropping its crutch, jumping wildly in her heart. She thought a moment, then gently turning to face away from me. That way, if hugged while sleeping, they'd be closer, and legs would rest more comfortably. Lily's sudden movement made me immediately withdraw my hand, feeling like I was taking advantage of her sleeping state. Clearly I was doing something good, yet had to guard against her discovering. Teacher Hannah, save me. I truly can't do this. Chapter 112. Attitude must be firmer. After Lily turned, I felt like someone caught doing wrong, not daring to move further. Lily waited a moment. The expectant feeling inside gradually faded. She regretted being too greedy. I thought a long time. Then asking softly, Lily, are you asleep? Seeing no response, I exhaled, once again extending my sinful hand. Touching her stomach, I shifted forward slightly, pulling her into my arms. In the darkness, Lily blinked continuously, face flushing, her heart pounding wildly, like a little fawn prancing in her chest, not knowing how long passed, only hearing steady breathing sounds. She pretended accidentally, lightly poking the hand, resting on her stomach. Seeing no reaction from me, she also asked softly, brother, are you asleep? Seeing I still didn't answer, she slipped her hand into my palm, smiling softly. Brother, good night. Next morning, when I woke up, Lily had already finished washing up. I stepped into the bathroom. Good morning. Lily looked at me with clear eyes, smiling gently saying, brother, good morning. Seeing her expression, her mood seemed very good. I hesitated slightly, then asking, last night did you sleep well? Lily bowed her head, small ears immediately blushing. Slept very well. Just finishing that sentence, she'd already rushed from the bathroom. I blinked once. That word, well, could be used for sleep. But her reaction like this, clearly something was off. My face also started heating up. I took 2 deep breaths, calming down, then deciding to wash my face first. Let this burning face cool down. But in the mirror facing the sink, I saw my mouth corners, nearly reaching my ears. Hateful, Ethan Carter, what exactly are you thinking? Lily is still enduring the shadow of being bullied. Yet you're smiling so happily. Though her stomach is soft. Hugging feels warm. Smells nice, face is cute. Figure though slightly thin, but very proportionate, if a bit plumper. When wearing a wedding dress, certainly very beautiful. Wait, what was I just thinking? Taking advantage when she's vulnerable. Lusting after her body, how despicable. I shook my head hard. Never expected self-reproach would lead to wild imagination. All inappropriate thoughts. I poured some toner on my hands, then slapping myself several times hard, as if wanting to wake up. Being the only one in the house Lily could rely on. Also the one understanding her best. I felt ashamed for taking advantage of her weakness. I immediately opened TikTok, finding Teacher Hannah's chat window. Sending a message saying, Teacher Hannah, it's my friend. Last night he hugged his sister sleeping together. He didn't ask the sister's opinion. While she slept soundly, secretly pulled her into his arms. After waking, he felt extremely guilty. Is this normal? Guilty? Teacher Hannah finished reading, frowning slightly. She truly didn't understand why a brother hugging his sister sleeping could feel guilty. She reread my message once more, thinking a while, then concluding. Probably because Ethan didn't tell his sister. Secretly hugging her into his arms. So felt like doing something wrong. Thus feeling guilty. She recalled when she herself was bullied before. Her parents also wanted to help. But then she felt she was a burden to the family. Didn't want parents worrying more. So refused them. Understanding that feeling, she replied, "You feel guilty. Because you're thinking of others." Already realizing that, then later just correct it. Just that even if you tell her, mostly she'll refuse fearing to trouble you. Then you'll have no reason helping her. So just act boldly. Even if refused, your attitude must be firmer. Those previously bullied, sometimes their emotions are very volatile. Need you to be more patient with them. I nodded. So that's it. Teacher Hannah is truly Teacher Hannah. Because of caring, feeling guilty. Already guilty, then just need to correct it. After all, I'm the only one Lily can rely on in this house. If because of guilt I step back, won't that leave Lily falling into lonely darkness? I thank you on my friend's behalf. I'll relay this immediately. I typed that to feel less awkward. Opening the room door, seeing Lily leaning against the doorframe, watching me step out, she crouched slightly, then hopping before me. Today she wore a white sailor collar blouse. Below was a short navy blue skirt, the skirt only reaching mid-thigh. Slender fair legs, covered by thin black stockings. Could see the stocking material, yet also see the slender legs beneath. "Brother, today let's go out playing." Lily naturally grabbed my hand, gently swinging it back and forth. Looking at her, clearly today she dressed carefully. I truly never expected a day I'd have to refuse a date invitation from a girl wearing JK uniform and black stockings. I sighed, shaking my head lightly, then saying, "Near Brookside Town. The resort project has been stalled long. Mom and Dad worked overtime several days straight. This time they can't even come home. I must visit Brookside once. Go see the situation firsthand." Lily, somewhat disappointed, releasing my hand. This time, she always clung to me. Suddenly having to be alone made her somewhat flustered. Then today I'll stay in the study room. Though not wanting to be apart from me. She knew I had work to do. Couldn't be a bother. Seeing Lily's sad face now, I thought a moment, saying, "If you don't mind. Sometimes having to sit in the car all day. You can also come with me." Lily looked straight into my eyes, flashing slight hesitation. "Brother, would that trouble you?" My pupils dilated slightly. Teacher Hannah was truly accurate. Just as she said, Lily would refuse fearing to trouble me. Following Teacher Hannah's words, even if refused, attitude must be firmer. I immediately grabbed Lily's hand. "Because I want you to come with me." Chapter 113. We're very alike. Black holes with their enormous gravitational pull swallow all light rays entering inside. Like those black stockings with intense attraction, imprisoning my gaze. Right now my eyes were truly very busy, having to watch the road ahead, yet frequently glancing at the rearview mirror. I never knew before. Turned out I loved looking at rearview mirrors so much. Each time stopping at red light intersections, I'd turn my head, looking at scenery outside the right window. At times like these, Lily also often followed my gaze. Looking outside together. "Brother, around here are all these old buildings. What's beautiful about them? Moreover, I keep feeling. Today brother keeps looking toward me." She asked, puzzled. My mouth corner twitched. Could I have just been caught by this little one? I rolled my eyes, clearing my throat, saying, "People often say seeing mountains isn't mountains. Seeing water isn't water. You think I'm looking at these buildings? I'm viewing their history from construction till now. Seeing time preserved on this land. Why do people admire scenery? Because scenery is right there. Why do I look toward you? Because the rearview mirror is there. When you learn driving, you'll understand. I don't want to die young. Right now." I felt truly amazed by my own intelligence. Lily huffed twice softly, then taking the brown vest jacket brought when going out, placing it on her lap. The smile on my face immediately froze, feeling like she just hit my fatal weakness. I felt dejected, beginning to seriously drive toward Brookside. After driving 2 full hours, we finally entered downtown Brookside. I found an outdoor parking lot and stopped, planning to lead Lily, strolling around the small streets. After all, rarely coming to Brookside. Should also go out enjoying sunshine. Holding my beloved sister's hand strolling the streets. Where I parked was near a Brookside Old Street. Considered a must-visit famous tourist spot. Just stepping into the street. Through the large stone archway. Ears immediately filled with trickling water sounds. Along the old street's stone-paved road was a small stream about a meter wide. Buildings all constructed along that stream. Underfoot was rough bluestone pavement. Both sides lined with classical American-style houses. Gray-green stone walls. Intricately carved reddish-brown wooden doors and window frames. Before many shops still had curved eave designs. Radiating thick ancient atmosphere. Lily. This was her first time leaving Riverside in 17 years. Her spirits were extremely excited. She gripped my hand tight. Her small head constantly swiveling everywhere. Also holding her phone filming scenes along both street sides. Perhaps because it was morning. The old street had almost no tourists. Only a few elderly men. Sitting on stone benches by the stream chatting. Gradually we reached the old street's center. At the street's center, along both stream banks, were two massive ancient banyan trees. I asked nearby elderly people and learned. These trees were nearly 500 years old. Sitting under the tree looking up. Dense foliage almost completely covered the sky. Sunlight filtering through leaf gaps. Creating sparkling bright spots. Lily looked up, swaying her body lightly, sensing the flickering light and shadow interweaving above. Due to unstable center of gravity, she tilted and lay on my lap beside her. I looked down at her, gently stroking her hair. Lily's face slightly flushed. Initially she planned springing up immediately. But feeling my gentle hand, she rubbed a bit, then comfortably lying still. Brother, I keep feeling these two trees look very much like us. Lily pointed upward, saying softly. I looked up following. The two tree trunks were too large. Branches intertwining as they grew. Though not sharing one root. Yet unintentionally entwined inseparably. Indeed exactly like us too. Afterward we strolled a bit more, eating some local specialties. Then I brought Lily to the resort tourism area the Carters were redeveloping. The person in charge of the resort construction project was named Daniel Foster. Before arriving I'd already called him. Seeing the car drive in, Daniel Foster gave us two white hard hats, politely saying, "Young master, per construction site regulations, please wear these." I accepted the hard hat and put it on. Seeing Lily still fumbling with the chin strap, I lightly tapped her hat, smiling asking, "Is this melon ripe yet?" Lily looked up, clear eyes looking at me, smiling answering, "Still needs a few months." Daniel Foster, seeing them so close, couldn't help shaking his head lightly. He'd never directly contacted me before. Only heard others speak of my reputation. Overall summary. Was a spoiled young master with no real skills. Today, I even brought a beautiful girl of similar age. Here. That further convinced him his thinking was correct. He guessed I surely came here to view Phase 1 of the resort tourism area. Phase 1 of the resort tourism area was built on a peninsula jutting into the sea, with a coastal road, sandy beach park, aquarium and many other entertainment facilities. Young master rarely visits Brookside. Want to stay at Area 1 for a few days? There the beach and scenery are both beautiful. Not many tourists either. Perfect for taking your little girlfriend strolling. The hotel there even has hot springs and private pools. Right in the room. Can view sunrise and sunset over the ocean. At night can hear waves while sleeping. Just that lately construction is ongoing around there. Street lights aren't fully installed. Evenings might be a bit dark. Daniel Foster spoke. Inside only wanting to quickly send me away. As the main person responsible for this project. Phase 2 resort construction progress was completely dragged down by old resident households around. Daily wages alone cost at least $600,000. The pressure was suffocating. I glanced at Daniel Foster, then lightly patting Lily's hard hat. She's the Carters' youngest miss. Daniel Foster froze, his aged face flushing, stammering, sorry, young master, I didn't know she was the young miss." I shook my head gently. What Daniel Foster just said sounded like giving me advice, but actually was for the girl beside to hear. If the person I brought was another girl, perhaps by now he'd have cleverly suggested tonight they could listen to ocean waves together in the hotel. I knew from Mom and Dad our Phase 2 construction progress was severely delayed. Today I came here to help you solve this problem. Chapter 114. What if unemployed? Hearing I came to handle construction issues, Daniel Foster was full of doubt. Does the chairman have some plan? Planning to compensate those people more money? I frowned. That money is all mine. Based on what should I give them more? Contract already signed yet demanding more money, dreaming? Old Foster, you truly haven't accomplished anything. Daniel Foster sighed, shaking his head lightly. If those people were willing to follow the contract, this construction wouldn't be delayed so long. He thought I was still too naive. Haven't been taught any life lessons, so don't understand how unreasonable those people are. I remembered in the original story, Drake directly told General Marcus Shaw about the troubles encountered in Brookside. Then he just needed one phone call, saying one sentence to the city mayor. The mayor learning of it would strictly direct subordinates, not allowing those old folks to cause trouble. Finally the project could continue. But currently I still haven't planned asking Grandpa to intervene. Don't know how many days construction has been delayed. Just wages alone, 600,000 daily. Losses already reached millions. How could I swallow this frustration? I looked at Daniel Foster. This afternoon find me some strong young men. I'll personally go talk with them. Hearing this, Daniel Foster frowned even tighter. Those people don't listen to anyone. Can't reason with them. No matter how skillfully you speak, they'll only accept money. And those people fundamentally have no profession. Farming all year doesn't even reach 10,000. Now demanding 40,000 compensation. They're not afraid of wasting time. Age is high. Can't arrest them, don't dare hit them. At the slightest thing, they lie rolling on the ground crying for death. Even Officer Chen is helpless with them. But anyway, you're the chairman's son. Even if they cause trouble, people can only coax. Whether construction progress is urgent or slow, the site doesn't need many people now anyway. So he reluctantly let some people go with me to see the situation. I turned asking Lily, want to stroll the beachfront villa area first? What about you? She asked back. This afternoon I have big matters to handle. I said, bringing you might be a bit dangerous. So can you obediently sit in the car waiting for me? Lily asked softly again. I thought a moment. Leaving her alone on the beach, I wouldn't feel at ease either. After all, she still hasn't escaped the bullying shadow. If when seeing the ocean she thinks too much, that's truly very dangerous. Now it's just lunchtime for workers anyway. I grabbed Lily's hand, going together to check where they're eating lunch. Though I don't understand construction well, at least I can still check how the workers' meals are. Today I only called Daniel Foster suddenly. Daniel Foster also didn't have time preparing for my surprise inspection. I glanced over today's dishes. One portion stewed chicken leg, one portion cooked cabbage, and one portion stir-fried meat with asparagus. Workers held bowls larger than their faces, piled high with rice, then lining up waiting for food. Their meals had nothing elaborate. Everything just poured directly over rice. The surrounding workers lining up for rice, seeing two people wearing white hard hats, curiously glanced at me and Lily. Then their gazes stopped on her. Give me the jacket, I turned saying to Lily. She was somewhat puzzled, but still obediently removed her jacket. Giving it to me, I took the jacket, then tying it around her waist, covering the long legs wearing black stockings, tightly covered without showing anything. Looking at my work, I nodded satisfied. Lily blinked, cheeks showing slight blush, mouth corners curving up. Brother, are you jealous? She asked softly. Jealous of what? I just think styling it that way will look more beautiful, I denied immediately, also reaching to tap her hard hat lightly. How could a brother be jealous of his sister? Hee. Lily raised her hands holding the hard hat, smiling sweetly. I turned to Daniel Foster, quickly changing subjects. How many people eat at noon here? The site regularly has about 2,000 workers. We divide into 4 eating shifts. This shift is about 600 people. Daniel Foster answered. This construction site doesn't have a separate cafeteria. Workers usually find shady spots, then gathering in small groups to eat. I led Lily's hand, walking toward a group of middle-aged workers sitting. Those damn shameless old folks. Last night even, threw rocks at my tin house. Why don't they fall into holes and die already? Stop talking, didn't someone last time chase those old folks at midnight? Result was falling and breaking his own leg, still had to compensate them 2,000. So unlucky. Heard this time they even said something. Said some fortune teller told them whoever lives in that house will become wealthy later. I believe it. Their houses were demolished. The developers here already compensated them loads of money. But they're truly bottomlessly greedy. That rotten house getting tens of thousands compensation. Now coming back causing more trouble. That's also good though. Them making trouble like this. Our work is also much more relaxed. Kid, that's because you're young. If it were another construction site, they'd have already fired half the people. Wait until restarting construction, then hire new ones. I guess if this drags on, this place will eventually reduce workers too. Workers ate while grumbling and cursing. Seeing 2 people wearing white hats approaching, they quickly fell silent, eyes following me and Lily, then stopping on Daniel Foster walking alongside. A few people nodded greeting. Hello, Director Foster. Daniel Foster also nodded lightly, simply introducing. This is the big boss's son and daughter. Today inspecting the construction. Hearing this, the workers looked at me and Lily. Everyone frowned. I noticed in their eyes, besides suspicion, mixed with some worry. Young master, you're not here to lay people off, right? We know lately the site has little work. Wages aren't stable either. I can take a bit less too. My son is taking college entrance exams this year. End of year is enrollment. Still can't afford tuition now. Or does the company have other construction projects needing people? As long as there's work, we'll go anywhere. Looking at the group of dark-skinned middle-aged men before me, I sighed softly. They have elderly parents above, young children below. If laid off, then the whole family's livelihood could face difficulty. I reassured them first. Today I didn't come to reduce workers, but to solve our construction site's problem. Now everyone doesn't have much money, right? That's right. The whole family depends on these wages to live. The workers answered. So if the next few days have no work, also no money for food and lodging, then only option is going to the big street in downtown Brookside, in front of the urban management headquarters, or municipal bureau to share meals and sleep temporarily, right? I said. The workers looked at each other bewildered. Huh, what do you mean? Chapter 115. Are there wild animals here? Daniel Foster froze. This young master, could he be planning to use thousands of workers' employment issues to pressure Brookside's urban management bureau, forcing them to step in resolving this? But doing so will only make relations with higher-ups more tense. Even if this time truly resolves the problem, later they'll come inspect every few days. Affecting construction progress will be even more serious. Young master, your method isn't very good. Society isn't as simple and pure as the school environment you've been in. He advised me thus. I nodded lightly saying, Uncle Foster, I know what you're worried about. The cruelest thing in human hearts is within one's authority, yet doing utmost to make things difficult for others. I understand this well. Hearing me finish, Daniel Foster couldn't help looking at me differently. This sentence is truly too accurate and profound. Already understanding such complex relationships, perhaps I won't act rashly. The workers still looked bewildered, not understanding, though they were truly poor, but not yet to the point of sleeping rough. Some reacted faster, understanding my meaning, immediately nodding agreeing. Right, right, right. By then if we're completely broke, also can't leave Brookside, only option is wandering the streets. I smiled slightly. We'll definitely resolve this problem soon, ensuring construction can continue operating stably. I turned looking at Uncle Daniel Foster. After their lunch break, then Uncle, arrange some young men to go with me. Speaking, I led Lily back to the car. I looked at her asking, "Can we stay overnight here tonight?" Lily seemed eager, though Riverside was also a coastal city. She'd never seen the ocean before. If returning late this afternoon, missing the sunset, then tomorrow morning, can still watch sunrise with me. Thinking this, she suddenly realized, won't it be staying in a hotel together with brother? She sneaked a glance at me, remembering Daniel Foster's words, that the hotel here even had pools and hot springs. By then, could I soak in the hot springs with him? Just thinking this, her cheeks flushed again. I nodded saying, already here, staying is also good. Before transmigrating, I only ever saw the ocean from afar. Never got to play on sandy beaches, let alone stay in a hotel with hot springs. To watch both sunrise and sunset. Hot springs. I sneaked a glance at Lily. Could we really bathe together then? After getting in the car, I drove half the day. So tired. Just closing my eyes, my head filled with images of Lily wearing black stockings or wearing swimsuit. Finally, when drowsily falling asleep, I dreamed of her, wearing black stockings paired with swimsuit, looking both strange and adorable. Knock knock knock. Light tapping sounded on the car window. It was Daniel Foster. I startled awake, looking at Lily. I saw on her phone various swimsuit styles displayed. Could the dream just now be coming true? Besides, in short videos, I'd never seen any girl wearing swimsuits in real life. Lily noticed my gaze, cheeks blushing, quickly flipping her phone face down on her lap, also glaring at me, as if blaming me for daring to peek at her little secret. Young master, people are selected. Now we can go. Daniel Foster's voice came from outside the car. I looked at him, sighing lightly. All right, let's go. I drove following behind his car, thinking now, if I called Grandpa Shaw, might be less troublesome. Just because I wanted to save money for the Carters. I'm exhausted to death. The two cars followed in succession, driving along the winding mountain road, soon arriving below a hillside. Daniel Foster's car stopped first. I also stopped behind, looking at Lily. I instructed, just sit in the car. Obediently wait for me to return. Lily looked up the hillside, worriedly saying, brother, be careful. Don't ever believe those villagers are truly kind. If they were honest, they wouldn't be causing trouble. I still want to watch the ocean with you. I huffed softly in response. Lily smiled brightly, saying softly, I'm also looking forward to it. I got out. Daniel Foster and several others already stood waiting beside, looking up at the hillside before us. Scattered small houses dotted it, viewed from afar, mostly surrounded by lush green trees, creating a very peaceful feeling of harmony with nature. The hillside faced straight toward the open sea. Just the part meeting the ocean was a sheer cliff. No sandy beach, so couldn't serve as a recreation spot for tourists. This place plans to develop into beachfront housing area? I asked curiously. That's right. Up there we'll build ocean view villas, homestays and some small hotels. Below we'll build piers and docks for mooring yachts. Later can go fishing at sea. Daniel Foster introduced. Hearing about fishing, I immediately got excited. If having a house here, then mornings just need to wake up and can go sea fishing. Though I've never fished before. But having a place like this, learning is fine too. I turned to Daniel Foster and the group of young men behind, saying, you all take out your phones. Keep it discreet. The entire process must be audio and video recorded. Start filming. Everyone must know how to be civilized. Understand? Those with me nodded repeatedly. They used their bodies to hide and conceal their phones, then turned on the video recording function. Young master, let's go up and talk with the village chief. This place was called Bayshore Village. In the village, almost everyone shared the same surname. Most villagers were surnamed Guo. The village chief's name was Marcus Guo. Last time signing the contract with us was also him. Now leading the villagers in opposition was also him. Daniel Tang spoke. Then let's go find the village chief to talk. I began walking toward Bayshore Village. Before entering the hillside path, by the roadside was a metal warning sign, clearly stating, Hunting wild animals prohibited. Violators would be held legally accountable. I raised my eyebrows looking at the sign. Turning to Daniel Tang. This place even has wild animals? Wild rabbits and pheasants probably exist. But wild boars are large animals. Probably not, Daniel Tang answered. Under his guidance, the whole group walked to the hillside. Before a house completely covered in wild grass. Seeing people arrive, an old man with a goatee stepped out of the room. Just seeing Daniel Tang, he laughed heartily. Director Tang. Today you personally came here again? That condition I mentioned last time. Each household needs at least 30,000 more in compensation. Has your boss agreed yet? Daniel Tang sighed. I could only helplessly say, Chief Guo. You already signed the contract. Why turn your back now? Wasn't it that before both sides already agreed on the compensation standard? Marcus Guo stroked his little beard. Not the same. Now this land's value has increased. Like my house. I already asked around. Increased at least 100,000. We're only asking for 30,000 more. That's already too generous. Chapter 116. Schrodinger's cat contract. Hearing Marcus Guo's words, I felt truly speechless about this old man. Are you all right? Don't tell me you've got fever-induced confusion. Saying such ridiculous things. Such a desolate place. What appreciation. Don't you see you're going too far? Moreover, the contract is already signed. This land already belongs to us. What's it to you anymore? My whole life I've never seen anyone so shameless. A little brat daring to interfere in adults' business. Marcus Guo snorted coldly. Director Tang. Is this your son? How can he have no manners? Adults talking yet children interrupt. Daniel Tang shook his head. Chief Guo. This is my boss's son. Today he personally wanted to meet you. Marcus Guo looked me up and down, then said, Seems you don't plan talking nicely with us. I turned asking Daniel Tang. How was the compensation money distributed here? Total 500 households. Already paid 50 million as deposit. Remaining 150 million still unpaid. Daniel Tang answered. I glared at him. Then looked at the dilapidated house behind Marcus Guo. The house completely covered in overgrown grass. Just this and each household demands 400,000? Are you crazy or was our leadership deceived? Is there gold buried underground? Daniel Tang shook his head, slightly signaling toward the camera, then pointing up at the sky. I sighed, understanding immediately. Higher-ups already directed everything. Then there's no other way. Marcus Guo snorted coldly. Our land has prime location. What do you know? The fortune teller said, whoever lives here will definitely become wealthy and prosperous later. Later when you people want making money, must also rely on this land of ours. I looked around at the green forested hill ahead, then turned looking at the sea behind. I tell you, touch your conscience and see if I'm wrong. Open your dog eyes wide and look. Where's the prime location? No village ahead, no market behind. What's so great? Become wealthy? You've lived here your whole life. Can't even build a brick house. Could it be after going to the underworld? The king of hell will give you a 4-bedroom apartment? Marcus Guo breathed deeply several times to stay calm. Then turned saying to Daniel Tang, Director Tang. If you people have no sincerity continuing talks, then please leave. Each household must compensate 50,000 more. Otherwise we won't leave. Daniel Tang helplessly looked at me. Initially he thought, I came to mediate. Never expected every sentence I spoke stabbed straight at the opponent's heart. But honestly speaking, listening was truly satisfying. He'd wanted cursing this stubborn old man forever. But talking must continue. I continued, turning to Daniel Tang asking, our construction project, how long have they delayed it? How much loss? Daniel Tang leaned close to me, saying softly, now daily worker wages, plus machinery costs, at least must spend over 1 million. Now they've already delayed nearly half a month. I nodded, turning to Chief Guo. Let's say this then. Right now all of you immediately move out. Then compensate us for this half-month's losses. Then the contract will continue being executed. Otherwise, you compensate us for this half-month's losses. Then return the deposit. We also won't pursue your contract violation liability. Just hold onto your feng shui land. And wait to get rich. Hearing me finish, Daniel Tang felt extremely satisfied. So comfortable, young master spoke perfectly. Shouldn't give these stubborn old folks any face. Indeed, only with a good father can one be like this. Unlike me, always having to swallow humiliation outside. This half-month, he endured tremendous pressure, said all kinds of sweet words, gave so many gifts. Yet these stubborn old folks remained hard as stone. Sometimes he even wanted at midnight setting fire, burning this whole place down. But he still whispered, reminding me. This place was already reported upstairs. Also a planned construction area. I squatted down, picking up a small branch, then stuck it straight into the ground. I patted Daniel Tang's shoulder, brushing dirt off my hands, saying, I'm exhausted. Working a whole year isn't as tiring as today. Daniel Tang froze momentarily, then immediately understood. Initially only said would develop, but never said how fast the development. Years ago there was a shameless rich man in the capital who also bought land promising development. Result was developing for decades, still couldn't build a wall. Until when capital housing prices skyrocketed. That rich man immediately sold that land. One deal earning tens of billions. As for the chairman, he ordered developing this entire land area. But heard the chairman especially doted on this young master. If the young master made him abandon the development plan here, then considered problem solved. When higher ups inquire downward, just blame the villagers refusing to move. That's it. He glanced at me. Could the young master truly be a genius? Marcus Guo laughed coldly. The contract in black and white is clearly signed. Refusing to develop is your fault. That's your violation, the deposit. What basis do we have for returning it? Hearing Marcus Guo say this, I gaped in shock. Never expected this shameless old man actually knew what a contract was. Then just follow the contract. You all move out immediately. Each household compensates 50,000 more. Otherwise we're not going anywhere. Marcus Guo snorted coldly. No. What about the contract then? I asked, confused. You landlord oppressors. Clearly bullying us rural folk. Who don't understand. Our houses clearly worth 60-70,000. Yet you use such low prices to trick us into selling houses. You're all scammers. Still dare mentioning contracts to me? Marcus Guo angrily shouted loudly. This argument immediately attracted more villagers. That's right. You have no conscience. Our houses worth 60-70,000. You only pay 400,000 wanting to buy. Now we only ask few 10,000 more. What's wrong? Village chief, in my opinion, we should sell to them at market price. Only 50,000 more. You people have dark hearts. Buy then turn around reselling for several times profit. Marcus Guo looked at the villagers, slightly waving his hand, calming everyone. Don't get agitated. This contract our whole village signed. Our village values integrity as foundation. Though before we were tempted by these swindlers. But black and white must still be followed. Otherwise how can we face our ancestors? Surrounding villagers stared in surprise. Everyone echoing, Village chief, you're too kind. Facing swindlers yet talking about integrity. Chapter 117. This place still talks about law? Hearing those shameless words, I could only hold my forehead, sighing helplessly. Truly felt ashamed for them. This village's, Schrodinger's cat contract. When beneficial to them, they say follow the contract. When detrimental, they claim being deceived. Yet still dare saying integrity is their foundation. If their ancestors knew about this, they'd probably rise up slapping each one. I looked at Daniel Tang, telling him, these people won't reason. Find someone who can reason. Call team leader Officer Chen. Come handle this. Daniel Tang frowned. Young master. That isn't necessary, right? Stop talking nonsense. Call Officer Chen quickly. I still have important matters to handle. I urged him. This vacation trip. Resort area Zone 1 still doesn't have many guests. Many shops close before dark. Though matters here are important. How can they be more important than letting my beloved little sister experience the ocean's beauty? Daniel Tang sighed lightly, quietly pulling out his phone to call. Over 10 minutes later, two people from Officer Chen's team One fat, one thin, walked over. The fat one in the group even proactively greeted Marcus Guo first. "Yo, Uncle Marcus, is the relocation compensation money settled here?" The thin one in Officer Chen's team turned looking at Daniel Tang, loudly scolding. "What's this? Every day just calling Officer Chen's team? What do you think this is? You're wasting the team's resources, know that? Didn't we already warn you last time? If you randomly call reporting again, we'll lock you up a few days to remember. Forget so fast?" Daniel Tang shrank back, looking resentfully at me, as if blaming me for causing him trouble. I slightly signaled to the people recording video, telling them watch the situation. If things go wrong, retreat immediately. Then I patted Daniel Tang's shoulder again, telling him stand behind. After all, my skin's thick. Getting hit a few times won't matter. I looked toward Officer Chen's two people, calmly saying, "We're from Lu Corporation, in charge of the development project at Riverdale City. We signed relocation compensation contracts with the people here. Everything has clear signature confirmation. Yet now they refuse executing the contract. Not only won't move out on time, but deliberately harass and provoke our workers, forcing us to pay them more money. I suspect this whole village is jointly scamming our company. The scam amount reaches 50 million. The amount is too large. Too many participants. They even used workers' lives to threaten, to extort us. Extortion amount at least 20 million. Daniel Tang looked at me stunned. Never expected could argue from that angle. Previously every time calling Officer Chen's team, they always used the excuse, economic dispute, saying a few perfunctory words then leaving. Marcus Guo's face turned red and purple. His old face turned liver-colored, intensifying. "You're talking nonsense. You're slandering. Who scammed you? Who extorted you?" He clutched his chest while falling to the ground, moaning and crying pitifully. "I can't live anymore. I'm already this old. My family ancestors, for generations, have been law-abiding people. Now being falsely accused by a young brat of such serious crimes." Officer Chen's team leader glared at me. "This matter is an economic dispute, unrelated to us. We can only mediate between both sides. They just want a bit more money. What are you lacking that you must be so stingy?" Hearing such blatantly biased words, I immediately interrupted. "Officer, I emphasize again, this isn't an economic dispute, but an organized fraud case, with blatant extortion behavior. And if I have money, can't I spend it on my sister? Why must I spend it on those old folks? You're so generous. Why not sell your own house? Then bring out all your savings to compensate the villagers? Easy to talk when it's not your money, right? Old Wu. Why talk so much with them? Already warned. Not allowed wasting the team's resources. Acting like didn't hear? Without giving a lesson. They'll never remember long term." The fat officer reached behind his back, pulling out a pair of shiny handcuffs. "What are you doing? Is there still law? Still justice?" I shouted, questioning loudly, simultaneously, signaling the people behind, "Quickly retreat." Officer Chen's team leader noticed, discovering those young people when running away, in everyone's hands holding phones, as if still recording video. He immediately shouted to catch them. "Check their phones. Run fast." I grabbed Daniel Tang's hand, together rushing straight down the hill. Receiving Officer Chen's order, the old folks in the village, like disturbed hornets, competed, rushing toward us. Several with weak legs, bent down picking up stones, throwing straight at us. Officer Chen's two people were surrounded by those kind people, clung to by a bunch of old folks. Couldn't move, afraid of accidentally making them fall and inviting disaster. My group and I rushed headlong down the mountain, panting heavily while clinging to the car. I glanced at the sign beside, stating, "Hunting wild animals prohibited. Violators will be held legally accountable." I kicked it straight. "This damn place. What's called law here?" I turned, looking up the hillside, seeing a crowd rushing down, quickly shouting to Daniel Tang, "Run fast. Don't let them block us." Previously, every time reporting to Officer Chen's team, I only thought, at most they'd be indifferent, doing nothing. But never expected this time. Officer Chen's team actually favored the villagers so much. even directly pulling out handcuffs, planning to arrest me. Initially, I only planned recording video, proving Officer Chen's team lacked responsibility, then submitting to urban management for handling. But when they pulled out handcuffs, this matter's nature completely changed. Originally just poor mountainous areas producing bad people, everyone though angry could only feel helpless. But Officer Chen team's favoritism, even wanting to silence those daring to speak out, clearly reflected the rot in Riverdale City's management system, and showed professional ethics here completely vanished. Especially coincidentally, I happen to be a network-wide blogger, with nearly 10 million followers. Just opening the car door, a sweet fragrance immediately filled my nose. Lily Lu propped her hands on the car seat, holding a pair of small leather shoes. Her slender ankles, gently swaying, making the shoe soles tap lightly, making tap tap sounds under her feet wrapped in thin black socks. She realized I'd returned. Her face immediately flushed, hurriedly putting on shoes, slightly tilting her head, secretly glancing at me. Discovering my gaze stopping at her feet, she coughed lightly twice, changing the subject. Brother, are we going home now? She looked up, then suddenly discovered, on the hillside, all old folks holding sticks were rushing toward here. Brother, they coming to catch us? Chapter 118. Don't force yourself to suffer losses. I looked at the villagers charging furiously in pursuit. Couldn't help showing disgust. By martial world rules, isn't it no pursuit once home? I'm already in the car. Why still chase to the end? I quickly fastened my seatbelt, started the car speeding away, then turned asking Lily Lu, weren't you hot in the car? I deliberately didn't turn off the engine. Let the AC run so it won't be stuffy. Lily Lu smiled innocently, not hot, though a bit stuffy, but this way can help you save money. I reached out patting her head. No need saving like that. Our family has lots of money. Guess how much for each house on that hill? Old Lu compensated them. Lily Lu thought a while, then guessing, probably around 200,000? Those houses are all rural mud houses, or red brick houses. The surrounding area has no commercial activity. Overall value probably not high, but if within relocation scope, probably compensated a bit extra. I shook my head, revealing, average per household is 400,000. Hearing that enormous figure, Lily Lu's mouth opened slightly in surprise. She turned, looking back at the small hill behind. Already compensated that much. What else to complain about? Human greed like a snake swallowing an elephant. They still demand 50,000 more. I snorted coldly, then looking at Lily Lu, smiling, saying, see how old Lu wastes money? Lucky I'm helping him watch a bit. Our Lu family is so small. How can we handle his dad's water like spending style? I patted Lily Lu's head again. But you don't need suffering yourself. You economize every dollar on shipping, then let old Lu waste it all. Well, seeing you so obedient today, even knowing to save for me, later I'll reward you 3 swimsuits. Lily Lu froze, face immediately flushing. She bowed her head down, staring intently at her shoe tips. Mouth corners couldn't help curving up. The car sped along the road. I drove, arriving near Riverdale City's management area, then turning to tell Lily Lu, wait a bit. I'll video call you. Remember to record everything completely. I paused, then also told her my Douyin platform account and password. If anything goes wrong, then post the video just recorded on the mountain, plus the video about to be recorded here. Post both on my account. Simultaneously send 1 copy to Grandpa Xie. Remember to call him. Ask him to come rescue me. I frowned, voice becoming serious. Comrade Lily Lu, your brother's life is in your hands. Lily Lu seriously answered. Comrade brother, rest assured, I guarantee completing the mission. Hearing her speak seriously yet adorably, I laughed. Now though only March, but Riverdale City is quite hot. Keep the car engine running. Don't let yourself be stuffy in the car. Later I have important matters to handle. I instructed. Lily Lu nodded, promising not to let herself suffer, seeing me get out of the car. She immediately opened her phone, checking the videos I just sent. In those clips only showing my back. Occasionally just glimpsing half my face. Lily Lou suddenly felt a bit sad. On the other side, I got out. Walking before Daniel Tang. Before. Who did my dad discuss investment with? At that time it was Director Nathan Xie from the Investment Promotion Office. He was the one receiving the chairman. Daniel Tang answered. What about their attitude toward the troubles our project is facing? I asked. Daniel Tang snorted coldly. Riverdale City can't develop, also has its reasons. Initially promised investment support policies. Still haven't been implemented. Even regarding Bayshore Village matters. We've reported to them countless times. But they can't resolve anything. All saying meaningless repeated phrases. Still urging us to speed up construction progress. Saying they gave us such good land. If missing summer tourist season will affect Riverdale City's entire economic development. If we'd known they had this kind of attitude, who'd bother investing here? I nodded. Anyway, our Liu family in this resort development. Just the initial phase already invested 3 billion. Tens of billions like that, even in the desert, can turn into an oasis. Besides super large cities, anywhere else, must treat investors as honored guests. Yet in this Riverdale City, don't mention being respected. On the contrary, treated like grandchildren, enduring all humiliation. Let's go, curse people. I patted Daniel Tang's shoulder. We two cursing those shameless old folks at Bayshore Village together. Daniel Tang's mood immediately improved greatly, especially after being chased, then successfully escaping. His emotions, rarely so excited, must curse those bastards to death. He echoed my words. All the resentment accumulated in this city. Today he wanted taking this opportunity with me to vent it all out. I nodded. All right. Call that Director Xie. Tell him we want to meet. The Investment Promotion Office is located in the city management headquarters. An important government agency. The building's main gate even had soldiers in uniform standing armed guard. Atmosphere extremely strict. The smile on Daniel Tang's face immediately stiffened. He looked at me full of resentment. Then quietly pulling out his phone to call. Hello. Director Xie. Yes. Exactly in charge of the resort project. You still remember me? No. Today our leadership came here. Just wanting to exchange a bit about the project. Yes. Won't take much of your time. Please inform the security at the gate. After hanging up, Daniel Tang sighed heavily again, looking at me with resentful eyes. Why every time playing the humble role is me? Resign. Definitely must resign. Why can I only watch the young master curse people? Why can I only silently feel satisfied inside? He coughed lightly twice, taking from the car a bottle of water. Young master, want some water to moisten your throat? I took the water bottle, drinking a large gulp, then taking another bottle for Lily Lou. I cleared my throat lightly, adjusting my voice, then telling Daniel Tang, let's go. Don't let that old fox wait too long. Chapter 119. You took off your shoes again, didn't you? Entering the city management headquarters, I took out my phone, video calling Lily Lou. She was still waiting for my call. Less than a second, she answered. What were you just doing? Seeing Lily Lou's beautiful face on screen, I casually asked. Her cheeks flushed slightly, holding up the water bottle. I just drank water, proving it to you. Then she tilted her head back drinking. Glug glug, several large gulps. Seeing that adorable manner, I couldn't help laughing. Did you turn off the car engine? I continued asking. No, I'm still sitting in the car with AC on. Lily Lou pointed the camera toward the car's control panel, letting me see clearly. Then you took off your shoes again, didn't you? I continued questioning. The leather shoes are obediently on my feet. Lily Lou startled, humming lightly, then saying with a pouting voice. Just speaking. She was about to rotate the camera down to her feet, but when the lens just reached her stomach area, she seemed suddenly realizing something, immediately pulling the camera back. Indeed, on screen, was my face full of expectation. I was like caught red-handed. Face briefly showing embarrassment. Lily Lou's gotten smarter lately. I already prepared to screenshot. So annoying. Are you feeling uncomfortable? I counterattacked first. Definitely you took off your shoes. Later. The whole car will smell like your feet. No way. Sister Sue even said I smell nice. Lily Lou hummed again lightly, acting coquettish. Brother. Didn't you also say I smell nice? Don't you like it? I opened my mouth, momentarily not knowing what to say. Talked too much lately. I truly don't remember ever saying she smells nice. Right then. Daniel Tang interrupted, reminding, young master. Right in the office ahead there. I breathed deeply, collecting the smile on my face. Then instructing Lily Lou on the other end of the screen. I'm about entering their office. Remember to turn on screen recording. I pointed the phone's camera toward the nameplate mounted on the office door, recording a short clip first, then stepping inside. Entering the office. On the left side by the entrance was a small tea room, separated by large bookshelves and several green plants. Inside was where staff worked. A middle-aged man around 40-something, seeing us enter, quickly stood up welcoming. Director Tang, so honored. Been incredibly busy lately. He glanced at me, eyebrows slightly furrowing. Daniel Tang briefly introduced. Director Xie. This is Chairman Kenneth Liu's son, named Luke Liu. Today he came to discuss our resort project matters. Nathan Xia's expression relaxed. Ah, so it's Director Liu's son. Indeed, like father like son. Please sit, have some tea first. Can talk while drinking. He sat in the host seat, then taking from the drawer under the tea table a tea package, skillfully brewing hot water. This tea was gifted by a merchant wanting to invest in Riverdale City. Don't know if you're familiar with the taste. Also quite coincidental, the place he wants investing happens to be exactly where you're wanting to develop. Heard recently the project's construction progress is very slow. Can it be completed before summer tourist season? I cleverly propped up the phone, letting the camera point straight at Director Xia's face, pretending not understanding his meaning. What a coincidence. I said, Riverdale has so many undeveloped areas. We're also planning to withdraw from Riverdale City. If someone wants to take over, then we can easily leave too. Director Xie paused slightly, looking up at me, to the point where tea in the cup overflowed. Actually, he just intended warning a few sentences, to remind that if you won't do it, plenty of people will line up to replace you. Don't go reporting complaints everywhere. He glanced at Daniel Tang, wanting to confirm whether my words were just rambling, or they truly planned withdrawing capital from Riverdale City. Yet Daniel Tang remained leisurely, not bothering to glance at him. In his heart, like a little person dancing joyfully. Dancing while shouting, so satisfying. Truly relieving anger. Working with these old foxes for years, he knew too well the hidden meaning in Nathan Xia's words. But after all, he was just an employee. Kenneth Liu told him he must develop this land. So even if mocked by Nathan Xia, cursed by Marcus Guo, still had to grit teeth and find ways. But I was different. When I said stop, it truly stops. I could completely persuade my father to abandon this market entirely. Nathan Xia's type of threats, to me, were no different from wind passing by ears. I frowned, using 2 fingers tapping lightly on the tea table. Director Xie. Seems like you've already found replacements. We just sat down, yet you already want dismissing us. In tea ceremony, people pour 7 parts. Keeping 3 parts is proper etiquette. If pouring full cup implies dismissing guests, truly disrespectful. Director Xie hurriedly apologized. I was slightly distracted just now. He poured out all the old tea, then pouring again for both of us. While drinking tea, he still discreetly observed both people's attitudes. Daniel Tang's sitting position today was slightly behind me, clearly just an accompanying person, while I sat spreading my legs. Expression arrogant, full of confidence, like born already carrying that aura. Placing the teacup on the table, Director Xie poured more for us, then looking at me asking, just now you said, want withdrawing capital from Riverdale City? Does Chairman Liu know about this? After all, you're still young. And the investment capital in Riverdale City, just the initial phase already 3 billion. If withdrawing capital now, Even if not losing everything, the loss will also be in billions. He didn't know that. My stubborn opinion was actually Kenneth Liu's idea. I turned to Daniel Tang. Call my father. Daniel Tang pulled out his phone, finding Kenneth Liu's number, then pressing call. I took the phone from his hands, turning on speakerphone, placing it on the tea table. The phone just connected. My father's cold voice rang out. Old Tang. Dad just agreed tonight we can have dinner together. Don't annoy me when my mood's best. Whatever it is, say it quickly. I'm thinking maybe withdraw capital, then go to Harbor City to discuss new investment. I plan buying some houses near Dad, then opening a nursing home for veterans, plus building a plaza for old ladies' morning exercises. Like this. Does Dad think I'm very filial? My mouth corners twitched slightly, never expected before even mentioning my father. The other side already had intentions truly withdrawing from Riverdale City. Right then, Nathan Xie was pouring tea for himself. Hearing my father's voice on the phone, his hand trembled, tea overflowing, wetting his pant legs. Chapter 120. This question I know, Dad. It's me, Luke here. I quickly interrupted, not letting Dad continue those thunderbolt sentences. Can't let Comrade Liu lose face. What nursing home dance team for old ladies? If Grandpa knew, those notebooks and 7 colored wolves would definitely be brought out for use. Others have lovesick brain. Never expected my father has father brain. Little Luke, why are you calling with old Tang's phone? You arrived in Riverdale City? Kenneth Liu asked. Not afraid, wasting time that could be spent reuniting with Grandpa? Just wanted coming here to check the situation. I answered, eyes full of hidden meaning looking at Nathan Xie. After going around today I realized, truly poor mountain areas breed tough local people. The investment environment here is incredibly terrible, and the city management also can't help at all. Comrade Liu, Dad's vision this time is truly bad. Kenneth Liu laughed proudly. Of course. How can anyone match my son? Young people are formidable. Now you've clearly grasped Riverdale City's situation. Then that place is fully yours to handle. If not good, have old Tang withdraw early. Let's go to Harbor City to buy new land. Like this, later on. Every day father and son can be beside Grandpa. Alright, Grandpa just mentioned you. That marriage arrangement Grandpa's preparing for you. Heard the girl already arrived. I immediately hung up with a click. Never expected at only 17. I'd also face pressure being urged to marry. I coughed lightly twice, ahem. Where were we just now? Hearing clearly that entire previous call, Nathan Xie immediately understood the Liu family's attitude toward Riverdale City. He changed to a flattering expression, fake smiling. Young Master Liu, your side already invested so much. Now withdrawing capital in one go. The loss to your group will be enormous. Seeing Nathan Xia's groveling manner, in Daniel Tang's heart like a little person, stripping off shirt waving and shouting, feels so good. Previously Nathan Xie made things difficult for him plenty. This type of flattering civil servant, he now just wanted immersing into my role. To scold that old man thoroughly. I snorted coldly, directly shouting, Director Xie, do you know those Bayshore villagers are delaying our construction progress? Daily losses. Do you know how much? Can't even handle one Bayshore village. Who knows, later if there are more, near mountain villages. Or, near lake, ones. We came here, originally to help develop the local economy. Yet now being seen as a bunch of stupid rich people bringing money for them to tear apart. Everyone wanting to bite a piece. This kind of business environment. How can we continue investing? Some people truly deserve staying poor forever. Nathan Xie pressed his lips. Pouring more tea for me, young Master Liu. This matter actually, we've already grasped it. Currently sending people to persuade them. Actually, not that we don't want helping you resolve it. Just this matter is too difficult to handle. Need more time. Hope you trust. Riverdale City Management will definitely support your project. With full effort, ensuring investment and construction progress. Preventing any problems. I laughed coldly. Fine. I can give you time. But now those Bayshore villagers. already caused our construction seriously delayed. Direct losses already reached 15 million. And the cause is your slowness and bureaucracy. Don't tell me our enterprise must bear it all. So speak. How long do you need to persuade those villagers? Every day's capital cost is 1 million. Please temporarily transfer it to our company account. Hearing me finish, Nathan Shia's expression immediately darkened. You're young, perhaps don't know yet. We already signed urban development contracts with Director Liu regarding city renovation and construction. I pretended suddenly understanding. So that's the capital subsidy that you should have provided to our enterprise. Daniel Tang interrupted. Previously in the contract it clearly stated there would be support, right? His mouth corners curved up, glancing at Nathan Xie, snorting coldly. What support? Half a year now, still haven't seen a single hair. Nathan Xia's expression looked somewhat ugly. The subsidy matter, currently still in the approval process. Whatever you need, we'll definitely provide. However, between us already signed construction renovation contract. You must also guarantee construction progress. I snorted coldly again. Another two-faced dog. I was about to open my mouth continuing. Daniel Tang slightly leaned forward, giving me an extremely determined look. From his eyes, I read 5 words. This one I know. He gathered the small tea cakes on the table, stacking them together, then arrogantly saying, "This is exactly our work volume for 1 year." Seeing Daniel Tang's triumphant expression, Nathan Xie slammed the teacup on the table, calmly saying, "Regarding the construction project, everything must still follow legal regulations. Recently, our Riverdale city is conducting coordinated inspection rounds. There may be many departments jointly conducting, inspecting safety conditions, fire prevention and environmental protection at the construction site." Hearing Nathan Xia's words, I pretended showing panic. So if problems are discovered, the construction site will be sealed? Can't continue construction anymore? Nathan Xie snorted coldly. Rectification. Fines are still light. If more serious, the construction site manager could be imprisoned several years. I nodded. All right, Director Xie. Then I'll report my own construction site has problems. Do you have sealing tape available? Later give me 2 rolls to bring home. Save you the trouble of coming over. I'll go back and seal it myself. Construction site sealed. Wait until we finish rectification. Can restart construction. Nathan Xie looked at me, this stubborn person refusing to yield. Finally understanding how Daniel Tang felt years ago. Despite using every trick, he still couldn't do anything to me. And most importantly, my methods were all legal and proper. Couldn't find fault anywhere. While Nathan Xie was still struggling, calculating, I smiled. Director Xie, you also know the construction site's current condition. While unable to continue construction, then over 2,000 hired workers also can't continue being employed. Before coming here I already asked them, if unemployed, what then? They said now in hand not a penny. Also no work to do. By then, can only sleep on streets, enduring wind and frost. I even heard them discussing if nothing to eat, they'll lie right before Officer Chen's station gate, or before the city management headquarters saying, "You're public servants of the people. Definitely can't watch them starve to death like that." Nathan Xia's mouth corners twitched slightly. If letting workers starve right before the management agency gate, then the entire leadership team, from top to bottom, will all be filmed and recorded. Then when people investigate the cause of workers starving, who knows if the leadership might be completely replaced. And he himself would definitely lose his position. Nathan Xie finally realized this matter's severity. I pretended saying casually to Daniel Tang, when leaving Bayshore village earlier, my car got damaged. Don't know if they can find who did it. Chapter 121. Still a bunch of tough local people. Young master, your car got scratched? Daniel Tang asked. That's a bit troublesome. That area seems to have no security cameras at all. Just saying this, he paused. Now he finally understood why I suddenly asked like that. On one side are middle-aged people losing jobs and money. On the other is the person who made them lose their livelihood. Also in a place without surveillance cameras. Who knows what could happen? Nathan Xie momentarily didn't know how to handle this. Though my words were somewhat exaggerated. But what if there were extremists? Just setting one fire on the mountain. With all those stubborn old folks refusing to leave up there. When fire spreads, probably at least half would die. Arson burning mountain, causing hundreds of deaths. That would be an extremely serious case. By then, nationwide attention would focus here. Then upon investigation, people would see the Liu family signed proper contracts. But due to villagers' greed, deliberately refusing to move. While city management took no action whatsoever, the Liu family withdrawing capital from Riverdale City would be completely reasonable. But Riverdale City was different. Not only must leadership be replaced, but the local economy must also freeze at least 7-8 years. Moreover, with Liu Corporation's precedent, later when other investors learned Riverdale City's business environment was this terrible, they could forget about getting major investment sources. Nathan Xia's chest heaved violently. Only now did he truly understand. His earlier, threatening intimidation type was actually how ridiculous. Business circles value profit. He thought since Liu Corporation already invested money, they definitely wouldn't easily withdraw capital. Otherwise losses would be enormous. But he forgot that those businessmen were people bringing countless jobs to the city. Having jobs didn't mean those workers would forever be well fed and warm, but at least could guarantee they wouldn't be idle enough to commit crimes or disturb order. Liu Corporation and their city management originally was a cooperative, mutually supportive relationship. Yet he was confident in his stable civil service position, thinking based on status he could control Liu Corporation. Even in his heart arose some sense of superiority. He sipped a small mouthful of tea, then observing me from top to bottom, always feeling this young man before him wasn't as simple as his appearance. Placing down the teacup, his face showed a smile again, as if those threatening words earlier never existed. Young Master Liu, regarding your car being scratched, it's our work negligence. Just take the car for repairs. Then have Director Tang report to us. Just clearly state the repair costs. Let's return to investment matters. If now you withdraw capital, then all initial investment costs. Consider losing over half already. And our Riverdale City will also lose cooperation opportunities. With a renowned group like yours, that's definitely a major loss for both sides. I think we should base on harmonious development spirit. Both sides mutually benefiting to continue this cooperation. I nodded slightly, in my heart understanding clearly that now the negotiation initiative had completely tilted toward my side. But just one sentence like that wanting to reverse the situation? Not fulfilling responsibilities before, still dare dreaming? In economics there's a term called sunk cost. Don't know if Director Xie ever heard of it. It's like, now you taking money to research manufacturing pagers. The more you invest, the heavier the losses. There's an ancient American saying, cut when it should be cut. If hesitating indecisively, only invites more trouble. Nathan Xia's mouth corners twitched slightly. Now in his eyes, I viewed Riverdale City no different from a deep pit. The more pouring time and effort into it, the heavier the losses. He pondered a while, then speaking, our Riverdale City has deep historical heritage. Many famous celebrities were born here. But there's a bunch of villagers obstructing construction. We have a stunningly beautiful long coastline, possessing the nation's largest natural beach, rich seafood resources. Yet there's a bunch of villagers obstructing construction. We have a complete transportation system. Airplanes, high-speed trains, highways and all types of transportation can easily reach Riverdale City. Yet there's a bunch of villagers obstructing construction. Nathan Xie sighed, lifting the teacup drinking another sip. But the tea had no taste left. He opened another new tea package, pouring for me and Daniel Tang each a cup. Daniel Tang leisurely lifted the teacup, first smelling the aroma, then admiring the color, only then sipping a small mouthful, like a late-century aristocrat. Fingers slightly curved, movements full of elegance. Truly refined. If knowing the young master's stubborn yet pleasant personality earlier, he wouldn't need calling the chairman. Just inviting him here, massaging shoulders and washing feet a few times. Perhaps matters would have long been settled. Nathan Xie placed down the teacup, looking at me saying, "This cooperation matter. Can we temporarily not mention those Bayshore villagers?" I nodded, smiling. "Due to your delay and negligence, our company already lost 120 million. Don't tell me we must bear it ourselves. From childhood to now, I've never suffered such major losses." Hearing me finish, both Daniel Tang and Nathan Xie both trembled slightly. Tea in cups splashing out, spattering wet on pants, hot water soaking through fabric layers, evaporating, bringing an indescribable strange smell. I frowned. "You're getting old. Drink less tea. Drinking too much causes leaking." Suddenly I really miss Lily Lu. On her body always smells sweetly pleasant. So comfortable. Nathan Xie looked at me shocked. Just now I said those Bayshore villagers caused construction progress to stagnate, causing 15 million losses. How now suddenly became over 100 million? He pulled tissues from the table, wiping wet pants, coldly saying, "Young Master Lu, if you keep demanding lion's mouth compensation like this, no need continuing discussions. Fine, old Tang, let's go." I drank the teacup in my hand. Coming here today is already clear enough. Still haven't even taken my sister to eat anything good. I guess she must be missing me terribly. Wait, Nathan Xie hurriedly interrupted. He forgot again that the people before him only hoped leaving Riverdale City as soon as possible. Now was when they must make concessions to retain Lu Corporation's continued investment. Young Master Lu, if truly due to negligence in our work, leading to losses for your company, then regarding policies we'll give your side certain preferential policies. But this amount is too large. I must submit an application to the mayor. Can you explain specifically which items caused losses for your company? Chapter 122. Why do so many people mention my name? Nathan Xie thought that I was just deliberately demanding lion's mouth opening. Next just need discussing compensation matters. Anyway, Lu Corporation already invested tens of billions here. As long as his side compensated appropriately and helped resolving several current problems, I definitely wouldn't truly withdraw from Riverdale City. How could they easily abandon such a large market and